There's a little, oh God, there's a little fly in here. All right, well, oh, not quite. Okay, welcome back to what I believe is now day 7 of the God Run. We took a day off, or maybe 2 days off now at this point. Needed a little break from it, but we're back now. We're continuing the run, just to show that all my settings are still good. All my accessibility ones are still at 100. No mods, and then we'll go resume. And we go 571. And we're instantly right back into the slideshow. Let me maybe turn this down just a little bit. It's probably a little loud compared to what it was previously. But yeah, it's, you know, it's basically a whole nother job. It's a whole nother, like, 40-hour work week. Just trying to get this, world record. I feel like by the time I get to wave, like, if I get to wave, like, 1700, like, I feel like at that point it is probably truly infinite. Like, I have a strong feeling that this will become a, I mean, granted, there's still a long way to go. There could be, stuff could start scaling pretty crazily by the time I get to, like, 1700, but I have a feeling that I would just have so many tardigrades and everything that it would almost just be impossible to die. And that, okay, actually, let me pause. Let me make sure my computer is, oh, it's not even, okay, never mind. I was trying to make sure my fan was on max on my computer, but apparently it doesn't want to let me change it while I'm in game here. Yeah, I feel like there's just a chance I might not ever die. And I might be doing this for the next year. We'll see. My only concern is that I know there's a DLC coming soon, which probably means there's going to be a new update with that DLC as well. If I'm in the middle of a run and I download an update, I don't know if that might mess it up. I should check my Steam settings so it doesn't auto-update. That would probably be good. Okay, we got some more elites here. At least the elites kind of run smoothly at the beginning. But then once they all start dying. Hey! Oh! Oh! Big sneeze. Got like one hair sticking up there at the top of my head. That is unfortunate. So I feel like it's getting a little hot in here, so I'm gonna probably go turn on the AC real quick. I think I'm good just to let this run. I don't think I need to do anything. My nose is very stuffed up for some reason. Okay. Also, you know, while I've got long times during these waves, I might just try to lower my camera a little bit, but it's kind of more on my face. I want to do like that. That seems a little bit better, framing wise. The edge of my wall there. Okay, that's better. I think that looks good. Oh, jeez. What a start to a stream. Coughing and sneezing, adjusting the mics, turning on the AC. Whatever, we're here now. I just turn this down a little bit more. The in-game sounds, at least. Ooh. I'm trying to think, yeah, what happened the last couple of days? I've been, I guess I've just been working. My girlfriend and I joined this, like, co-ed soccer league, which has been pretty fun. It's like 5 guys, 5 girls, and 1 goalie. It's pretty cool. It's a fun league. I think it's like a lot of people like played in. It's kind of like it's like an adult league. It's like a lot of people who played in high school and haven't necessarily played in a while, but it's fun to just go and kick the ball around and keep playing. We were up, I think, like 5-1 at one point in this league. In our game last night, we were up 5-1. But then one of the girls on our team got injured. I think she messed up her foot somehow. I think someone stepped on her. So then she had to sub out. We didn't have any other girl subs, so we had to play one down. And then we ended up, I think, tying 6-6 by the end, which was a bit disappointing. But at least we didn't lose. Because honestly, like playing a man down is tough, for sure, even in these leagues. Just so much extra running. Okay, we'll take the vigilante ring, and then I did a workout class this morning as well. Which honestly, I've been doing a couple workout classes lately, and they've been super fun. I like 2 vigilante rings, nice, that's good. I like the workout classes, I think, a little bit more, honestly, than just, like, going to the gym and lifting, because I feel like if you just go to the gym and lift, like, it's hard to, like, keep up the intensity and keep up, like, the energy of, like, going really hard until failure, like, every time. Doing that, like, every day is tough. But I feel like with the workout classes, it's good, because you kind of do, like, different routines and stuff that, like, you wouldn't necessarily normally do if you go to the gym. And also, I mean, you can just kind of meet people, which is fun. And also, I think there's a little bit of, like, you don't want to look stupid in front of, like, the other, like, 20, 30 people in the class. So it gives you, like, good motivation to work hard, I feel like. But yeah, I did that this morning, so I'm pretty tired right now. Just probably gonna chill and play some Brotato for a little while. Make some more progress towards this world record. Actually, I want to check if because I submitted my PB of 114 a few days ago now, and I want to see if there's any news on the Brotato site, or sorry, on the speedrun.com about it, if they accepted it yet. What do you mean invalid username? Excuse me? It's like my... Ugh, it's annoying. Alright, let's see. No, it still says it's pending. I messaged the mod as well to, like, the moderator or the admin or whatever for the BrotatoSpeedrun.com page. Being like, hey, I submitted a run. Hey, I submitted it 5 days ago. But I assume this guy's, not necessarily full-time keeping track of the BrotatoSpeedrun.com site. I don't think it gets updated very often. But yeah, I think I heard someone else saying it took them like a month or so for their run to get approved. So it'll probably take a while. Hopefully that one gets approved by the time I'm done with this one. 574. I don't even remember how many tardigrades are we up to now. I'll check after this because we're gonna get a bunch of items here. Hopefully we can get a couple more. The most I've ever gotten, it's weird, like I won't get a tardigrade for like 10 or 20 like rounds of items, and then I'll get 2 on the same round. I've had that happen to me twice. I watched the Mr. Beast video that he just put out today, where he was talking about what was the one today? It was, oh yeah, he built like 100 houses and gave them away. And honestly, I mean, the editing was super good. I was getting emotional watching it, honestly. People like just seemed like so thankful and just genuinely like life-changing that they were getting a house. It was very well done, I would say. I think I'm just gonna kind of settle in and probably watch a video in the background here. But if anyone's in chat or wants to say anything, I stuck up my chat open so I can reply if you send something. I think Portugal is playing tomorrow in the Euros as well. First, for who they're playing. Don't think I need any more explosion size. Take the range damage, speed for the damage, jetpack, damage. Just recycle those. Damage. Another baby with a beard. More damage. With their alien eyes. Okay, no tardigrades that time. Let's take the 12 damage. And then let me check my things. I wanted to see how many tardigrades I had, yeah. 41 now, nice. And 47 vigilante rings. That is pretty great. We're almost at getting 150 damage percentage every wave. Just crazy. Okay, let's start this wave and then I'm gonna look for a video to watch in the background right now. I can just avoid those projectiles. There's a video called I Walked from Philadelphia to New York City. That sounds like quite a far walk. I think it is. I don't actually know how long that is. I'm not like I'm living in Dallas right now. I don't know how far of a walk that would be. Alright, I guess I'll just listen to an Asmongold video. Brain dead gaming journalist strike again. All right, we'll see what this is about. Okay. You get a haircut. It's getting a little long. Hard to keep it. I'm going crazy. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, this wave is so slow. I don't think my fan is on max. Let me, after this wave, I'm gonna quit out and then try to reset my computer. Okay, let me switch to my face cam real quick, and then I'm gonna quit out of this, and then just okay. It's gonna take a second. Oh man, a little fly. Oh, my hair looks stupid today, but whatever. Okay, I think we're back. Oh my gosh. I think I might be getting sick. Okay. Just to show that no funny business going on, accessibility and mods are still the same. We'll go resume. 577. Oh, had to use a tardigrade there, but I think we're gonna be fine. We still got 40 left. Yeah, this Asmongold video is boring. I just feel like he makes too many videos about like, oh, this game's gone woke, or I don't know. I just don't care that much. Or this company, or like the game journalists are trying to make the games go woke. Just feels like weird rage bait a little bit. Man, I need some good YouTube to watch. If anyone's got a good recommendation, let me know. I don't even want to watch stuff about the presidential debate. I just feel like it's like a lot of YouTubers are making content about it, but I just feel like it's so stupid. It's like everyone's still gonna vote who they're gonna vote for because it's like the whole country is so polarized. I feel like and the debates are so much of like, oh, who can get the wittier, the better one-liners out there. It's not like actually, hey, how can we make the country better? I don't know, it's stupid. It's not like an actual debate or exchange of ideas, it's just a fucking... Oh, my golf score is better competition. So dumb. Alright, let's take the range damage. Go 578, got some more... Got some more elites here. Had to use quite a few tardigrades, but don't think that was really a concerning amount. If I actually... Let me see something. Never mind, I can't. It doesn't even let me pause. It's too lagged. I literally can't even pause the game. It's too lagged. Okay. Man, none of these videos are really speaking to me. Oh. But as soon as I say that... I found a video called The $3,000 Elden Speedrun. How fast can you kill Melania? How fast can you beat Melania from a new game? Interesting. Okay. Witchless. Now this is the type of content I like. Just obscure world record speedrunning video game stuff. I should play a new character, no bugs. You have to obtain her needle. Oh. Okay. Get the damage. A lot of alien eyes here. Okay, 579. Oh, this wave is so long. Come on. I'm too ADHD brain for this. Too TikTok brain. Okay, 580. Uh-oh, that was a lot of tardigrades. Probably should have gone down there instead of to the right, but it's okay. Oh my god. We're literally getting like one frame every 3 seconds. Ooh. Oh. Oh my goodness, finally. Okay, 481, 581. 4 elites. Oh man, I just like, I can feel the energy draining out of me. I'm so tired today. I don't know what is going on. I guess I also didn't sleep for that long either. I got up at like 9. I actually, it's funny, my new, instead of like setting an alarm on my phone now, I'll schedule the Roomba to go in the morning at like 9 o'clock or whatever. Because then it goes and it'll start cleaning or whatever. But the thing is so loud that there's like no chance I can sleep through it. Whereas on the phone, on the alarms with my phone, yeah, you can just kind of hit snooze or whatever and it'll do it. But the Roomba's like a whole fucking thing to go and turn it off. So it more consistently, you know, ensures that I actually get up when I'm trying to get up. So I had the Roomba go off at like 9 this morning. And I think I actually didn't go to, I think I actually was up kind of late last night. What was I even doing? I don't even remember. I know what did I do last night? Oh, I had soccer, and then after I got back from soccer, like our soccer game started at 9, so I don't think we probably didn't get home till like 11:30, maybe even 12. And like I showered, made a protein shake, and then I think at midnight I started making like a whole steak because I had a steak in the fridge that like I needed to make today because before it expires. So by the time I ate all that and then I kind of settled down and went to bed, it's probably like 2 or 3 a.m. by the time I actually fell asleep. So I guess I probably only slept like 6-7 hours, which obviously is not the worst, but when you're already tired, it's not the best. More alien eyes. More range damage, more trees. More damage. Damage. Speed and attack speed. Or I guess basically damage and attack speed. More damage. We can take the lemonade. Take the garden as well. We'll grab that 10 luck, I guess. Well, 582. Okay. 583. Oh, man, it's so slow. Okay, let's get the 9 speed for the 9 damage, and we'll go 584. Five, 8, 5. We're elites. Okay. I think I'll just recycle that for now. It's trying to give me a lot of gardens here, though. Yay, another tardigrade. Okay. 586. Okay. 587. my god, it's so slow. Okay. I think I can just restart. I mean, I'm getting 150 damage passively, like every wave. Is there something that gives me a lot of damage? I think I'll just pass. Okay, 588. Ooh. Okay, 589. At this frame rate, I'd say those wandering bots are doing their job. Oh. What do you mean? Wandering bots? You talking about the enemies? Oh, all my slowdown bots. Oh, yeah. All those bots are just slowing down my frame rate. It's not actually slowing down the enemies. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, the game like, I don't really understand why at like wave like 200. I think like at wave 200, it was still running pretty well. Like I think I was still getting 60 FPS at wave 200. But then from 200 to 300, it dropped down to like this garbage. Now it's been at this garbage ever since. I don't know if it's just because like the numbers are getting too, like the damage numbers are getting too big or something. That it, like a slightly bigger number shouldn't cause this much lag. Maybe at these higher ones, there's just, it's probably just all the explosions actually. That's probably the main thing, is just too many explosions from the fruits. And the attack speed is up super high. The amount of background calculations going on is steadily coming up. Yeah. It would be, I guess. But like, the amount of background calculations between like wave 200 and wave 300, I wouldn't think is that different, because I think it's roughly the same amount of enemies. It's just the numbers are slightly bigger. The main thing would just be the explosions and the fruits, because there's more gardens and stuff. And now this I can understand, because there's like, I think the elites are definitely the most like graphically intense to run, and when you've got like 50 of them on the screen at the same time, that makes sense why this would be like laggy, especially when they all die. But even on like the regular waves, I don't know. I feel like it should be better. I do also have a ton of baby with the beards as well. How many of those do I have now, actually? Like, it's so laggy, I literally can't even, like... Oh, I did actually pause it. Oh, the 10th time I pressed pause, it actually paused it. I got 50 of these as well. What was I looking for? How many... Oh, how many baby with the beards I have. If I can find it. 42 tardigrades now. I got 50 baby with the beards. I mean, yeah, that's probably a major thing, honestly. Maybe it's a slow memory leak situation, like when Firefox... Yeah, it probably is, honestly. I imagine that at a certain point, not everything's getting totally reset when you're on, like, wave 500. But, like, you know, the game is so graphically simple that it probably doesn't even matter until you get really deep into it. That seems probably pretty likely, honestly. But if this is how bad it is now, at like wave, what am I at, like 580 something, I think? What is it going to be if I get to like 1,000 or 1,500? Because if it's memory leak, then I'm like at a certain point, my computer is just gonna, I don't even know. Might just crash because it's not able to handle it. I guess we'll see. I want to know what hardware the record holder used. That would be interesting. Let me look at his channel and see if he has anything about it. He probably doesn't, but I can check. Let's see. Because he's playing on PC. I don't know if he's got any, what his actual computer is, though. Okay. No, just recycle. 12% dodge gives me 24 attack speed. I imagine a lot of people fast about specs. I don't know how many people really even watched his stuff. I mean, the dude only has 3 subscribers on YouTube. Oh, this guy also had a 1302 world record before, and he broke it with 1700. He stopped playing though because he got too bored. He said, after 1,700, I'm actively trying to die, but it seems like there's some FPS bugs where I can't take more than 1 damage per frame. And since the game runs at 1 FPS, I effectively can't die. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I mean, at the end here, it was taking him 6 hours to go like 50 waves, which is insane. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. FPS equals negative 8,000. Yeah, dude is literally getting like 1 frame every 3 seconds. Yeah, I think it just doesn't really matter what. I mean, I got a good PC here. I guess, I mean, it's a gaming laptop, but it's got a 4080 in it, 64 gigabytes of RAM. If you do beat the record, you could just basically sacrifice this machine, making sure you keep it. Eventually, nobody's going to want to try because of how tedious it would be. Yeah, I think... My thought right now is that if I keep going, I might just keep going, like, until my computer breaks. Potentially. Or until, like, I guess not really, I don't think my computer would break from this, but I think, I would think at some point the game would crash, or I would lose my files, or, you know, something stupid would happen. Just because of... I don't know. Because that, I mean, that would make for, like, an insane YouTube video. Imagine it's like, this world record run literally took me a year. Like... Granted, I don't really want to spend a year playing this shit, but... That would be insane. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone... It would be like those time-lapse videos, yeah, honestly. I don't think anyone is really even trying to break 1,800 right now. Because... I mean, legitimately, that's like 40, 50 hours of playing at 1 FPS. Like, best case scenario, 40, 50 hours playing at 1 FPS. Probably even longer. I think towards the end, it gets even crazier. Man, I could be playing the Elden Ring DLC right now. But instead, I'm choosing to go for this dumb, dumb world record. It's alright. If I get this, I can make a banger YouTube video about it. I like YouTube videos that are like, you know, people spend like a bunch of time doing these cool projects. Okay, 592. More elites. Yeah, I mean, if you're running at 1 FPS and you've got like 60 tardigrades. I just don't really think you'd ever die. Because if you can only take one hit per frame, I think you'd be okay. At least it's less active. Ever seen the Pac-Man video? The most impressive part is he didn't shoot himself in the process. I'd be so miserably bored. Which Pac-Man record are you talking about? Let me search. Pac-Man world record. There's been so many versions of Pac-Man over the year. In 1999, Mitchell was the first person to claim a perfect score of 3 million points on the arcade Pac-Man. Is that the one you're talking about? Any? Lol. Let's see, is Pac-Man on speedrun.com? There's so many versions of this. Okay, let's go to the 1981 maybe? Arcade perfect score. Only one person's got that. Level completion. Most people eventually get sick of playing and kamikaze into a ghost. Yeah, I guess like what is the... I mean, Pac-Man's a pretty simple game, but... I guess if you just keep playing, can you kind of just go forever? How does that work? Probably, but it's like with Monopoly, eventually who cares how well you're doing? You walk away from the board. Yeah, I feel that. There was a couple of years ago. Actually, no, I guess it's probably longer now. Maybe 5 or 10 years ago now. Like we had like a big family get together with all my cousins and stuff. And we were doing a big Monopoly game. We all got like way too into it. It took us like 3 days to play it. But like we had made so many like side deals and like wheeling and dealing of like, oh, I'm not going to lose, but I'm going to join your team. But then if I land on this space, then I'll give you 50% off. Like we were doing all these deals that was outside of the game. It took us like 3 days and eventually it came to a point where it's just like statistically so improbable that anyone would win that we were all so sick of it. And we're like, we're done. And then no one's ever played Monopoly since then in the family. I feel like Monopoly is like kind of an interesting game, but like realistically, the game just super boils down to luck and not really strategy very often. I mean, there's like trading and stuff, but like, I mean, pretty much you just play like, you know, like whenever someone goes to a property, they'll almost always buy it. Like 99% of the time you're going to buy it because it'd be stupid not to buy a property. And so it's just kind of luck of whoever buys the good properties first. And for the most part, that's it. Especially if you know which properties to buy that are like statistically best for you. Monopoly starts fights. I don't allow that in my house. Yeah, it's yeah, I think you just have to not get too emotional with it, with board games. But I know some people just can't really do it. I mean, I love board games. I love like getting way too into it and like just fucking with people. But I think the thing is you have to like really detach like your board game self or like from like your regular self. I guess if that makes sense. Like my family loves to play like oh, what's that game? You know, Avalon? It's like Mafia. You know, there's like a bunch of different versions of the Mafia game. My family would play that game so much. And we'd be like yelling at each other. We'd be like lying to our teeth. I swear on my child that I'm the good guy, and they're just lying the whole time. But I feel like my family was pretty good, at least, of like like we would act insane during the board game, but we wouldn't really like ever take it personally, you know? But we played that game for years, and I think we're all kind of sick of it now. But I mean, that was a fun time. I look at it like Christians see the Ouija board, nothing good will come of it. The Monopoly game is like a Ouija board. I don't know if it's that bad. I remember I played some Monopoly as well as like a really young kid growing up. I would always try the stupidest stuff to cheat in that game. I mean, I was probably like 6 and my parents absolutely knew what I was doing. But like, oh, what's this? I just found another 500 in my pocket. I didn't realize that was there. Like, clearly just stole it from the bank 5 minutes ago. Clue is my favorite board game. Yeah, Clue is a good one. Clue, I feel like there's actually some very interesting strategies that you can like work through to get a lot more. Like, I think Clue is kind of boring, like if you don't know the strategies or like you don't try to figure out like the actual good strategies. Like if you're just like, you know, you're just waiting to check off every single individual one until you get there. But if you sort of like leverage other people's questions as well, like I think you can, it's like there's a bit of math that you can do behind it to actually like solve stuff quicker, which I think is cool. It's like kind of luck and strategy, which I like. But again, I mean, Clue is fun, but I don't know that I play Clue like a lot. I'd play Clue like every now and then. Probably not more than one game in a row. Plus it ends in a reasonable time. That is true. Yeah, there was that. Have you ever played Catan? Catan's a good game, but people get so like personal about Catan when they're like as my friend group would always be like, oh, this person's winning, so nobody trade with them, and whoever was winning would get so pissed like every single time, especially when someone's like so close to winning. Oh man, I remember one of the times we were playing at my old place, we had a bunch of friends over, and there was this girl that was playing with us, and she was like so close to winning, and then just everyone was trying to screw her on her turn. And she got so mad. She was like crying at the end of it, and we're like, oh, it was a little. I mean, strategically, it's like you know that is what you're kind of supposed to do is, you know, screw over whoever's winning the most, but it's yeah, you really just got to play with people that won't take it like personally, you know. But in general, I mean, I think I probably get way too competitive with the games anyways. Especially the games where it's like social deduction kind of games where you can get away with lying. Oh man. I'll adopt a whole new personality. One of my favorite things is just to act like so like outrageous, whether or not you're the good or the bad guy. Like in Avalon, right? Like there's like Merlin, right? And so Merlin's the good guy who knows, I think usually who at least most of the, not necessarily all of the bad guys, but at least most of the bad guys are. And so, if, so you're trying to then communicate to your other good guys who the bad guys are to vote them out. But if the bad guys at the end of the game are able to guess which of the good guys was Merlin, then the bad guys will win, even if like the good guys technically won the game, right? And so I love doing this thing where basically whether or not I am Merlin, I'll basically say I basically claim to be Merlin and start calling people out. Because I feel like if you claim to like have absolute knowledge of who's good and who's bad, and you claim to be Merlin, and then you call someone out for being bad, like their instant reaction can tell you a lot about whether or not they're good or bad in the game. Like if they just, like a lot of people will just instantly fold if you're like, I'm Merlin, I know that you're bad. Oh man, you got me. Or they'll like start acting really suspicious. But yeah, that I've played way too many rounds of that game at this point in college and with my family and everything else that I am very sick of it. I don't know. Let's get some elemental damage. Why not? No way. I left board games behind as a kid and didn't realize they kept going. I thought video games kicked their ass. I end up having kids and going to buy some, and I bring $20 to $30 and decide to grab a few. Those cheap classics were there, but my mind was blown to see board games for like $200. That's insane to you? What board games were $200? That is crazy. I know like sometimes there's like specialty games where they have like huge almost like D&D campaigns and stuff where they're, I know like Elden Ring had like a whole Kickstarter board game where they were selling them for like $400 or $500. Ticket to Ride was $200? There's no way. I think I literally have Ticket to Ride. I don't think it was, unless it's like a special version or something. Let me check. Oh shoot, my headphone thing fell off. What happened here? Oh, I don't want these headphones to break. I like these headphones. Spent good money on these. Alright, let's fix this. Where's this attached? Oh, it's like... Okay, let's just start the next wave while I'm fixing these headphones. 596. There were several high dollar games there. It was crazy. I was wondering if the pieces were gold or something. This wasn't some store for board game lovers. This was Walmart? What? Where do you live? You went to Walmart on like Hollywood Boulevard or something? Beverly Hills? Walmart on the top of the Empire State Building? What is going on here? Let me look this up. Walmart.com. The board game just gotten way more expensive. I didn't realize. Northeast Arkansas? Wait, what? Are you just in the middle of nowhere and they know that there's nowhere else to get board games? So they upsell you like crazy? I mean, I'm seeing you can get Monopoly for like 25 bucks. Clue for $10. Yahtzee for $10. I don't know what you're seeing. Okay, let's search Ticket to Ride. I know Ticket to Ride is a more expensive one, but I didn't think it was 200. Ticket to... Oh, there's one called Pirates Cove, which is 200. Ticket to Ride is like 50, it looks like. Oh, there is a version of Ticket to Ride that's 120. Legends of the West board, so it's like the ultimate version or something. Huh, I guess you really have to love... I mean, Ticket to Ride's not bad. Let's search, can you search board games by most expensive? That would be interesting. Sort by price. $45 plus. That's all you can... Wait, no. Sort by price high. Wait, what? You can get a luxury backgammon set for $1,700, but now it's on sale for $750. Well, that's a steal. Better snatch that one up quick before that deal goes away. 17 walnut tree trunk backgammon, 19-inch board. I mean, I guess if you want like a, I don't know, a collector backgammon edition. Frosthaven. I've heard of Frosthaven before. I think that's some like legendary video game, or sorry, legendary board game. That one's $200. Rebel Nemesis Lockdown, $140. Some Star Wars board game, $130. I mean, there are some expensive ones. It seems like most of the reasonable normal board games are like 20, 30 bucks though. With some going into like the 60s or 70s. How much is Catan? Catan is 50, but you can get it on sale for like a little bit less than that. 40 maybe. Huh. I tried Cards Against Humanity, but felt gimped by the cards since I could think of far funnier stuff. It was like a lesser Quiplash. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity I feel like is a little bit dated. Like I think it's... I don't know. I mean, I had some fun times playing Cards Against Humanity, but I feel like you got to be like a little drunk and you got to be willing to like laugh at just kind of random stuff. I don't know. I think once you've played it a few times, it can get a little old. But yeah, but like compared to like Quiplash or like some of the... What's the one? Jack Party games? Party Box? What? Jack in the... No, not Jack in the Box. What are those games? What's that called? Jackbox. That's what it is. Jackbox. Yeah, I feel like the Jackbox games are like way better social games than a lot of the other ones. Like Cards Against Humanity. Or like Apples to Apples, you know that one? I always thought that one was kind of dumb. I think I had fun maybe playing that game once and then not really for the rest of it. You can sell anything to Star Wars fans and Trekkies. I guess that's Star Trek. Is that a slur for people who like Star Trek? A Trekkie? Okay, I think I fixed my headphones now. Yeah, have you seen Hey man, Star Wars has been pumping out so many shows lately. I feel like I mean, I liked a lot of the Star Wars stuff, like growing up and stuff. Especially like a lot of the games, a lot of the movies, but I feel like for the last like 10 years, all the Star Wars stuff has just been garbage. And granted, the original ones were never like amazing, but I think they were kind of just one of the coolest things around at the time, you know? I would say Andor though. Andor, that newer show. I think they're coming out with season 2 soon. Andor is probably the best Star Wars thing I've ever seen. Andor was cool, and I liked there was like an animated show called The Clone Wars. That one was cool. I think the first few seasons of it aren't like they're kind of so-so. They're kind of for kids, but like the last season of The Clone Wars was super good. Last season of the Clone War TV show, the animated TV show, and Andor were super good. The rest of it, so bad. So bad. It's like the fights are just like I see cooler lightsaber fights like with people like on TikTok. Like I'll watch a TikTok of like 2 400-pound dudes outside in the snow with their lightsabers going hard. And it's like way cooler than like any of the Star Wars fights I've seen in so long. I think the only other like really good like fighting scenes I know from Star Wars are probably like episode 3. Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Like that was a sick scene. Another tardigrade, nice. Okay, 598. It's time to stop milking nostalgia. We just need to focus on original ideas. Yeah, I mean that's the problem, man. They just like it's like, oh, this one character appeared in one of the old movies. Let's make a whole series about them, and their series is just so garbage and slow. And like there's just I feel like Star Wars nowadays just has so many like I can't enjoy a show if there's like obvious plot holes. Like if like yeah, and I feel like so much of the Star Wars stuff for the last decade is just like just garbage plot hole filled like I don't know. Like it just I feel like it just takes me so much out of the universe when there's like when there's just stuff that doesn't make sense. Like I felt like episode 7, 8, and 9, those movies, like, you know, cinematically were cool, graphically were cool, but like, man, I just like, I don't know. It just felt like there was just so many plot holes and like stuff, especially with the Jedi, that just didn't really make sense. Like, honest, like, if they just made like a badass Vader movie or something, where he's not like cutting the tension with like stupid jokes, he's just like at the peak of his dark side, going to planets, murdering fools, fully being evil. That would be sick. Especially when the nostalgia doesn't fit the current times, making James Bond less problematic is laughable. Yeah, yeah. I think, like, I don't like saying, like, oh, our shows and our movies have gone woke, because I feel like that's just, like, kind of cringe and, like, rage baity. But I do think a lot of shows are, like, it's not like I feel like people aren't like, oh, how do we tell or create a really good story? It's like, oh, how do we make it toys that we can market? How do we make a show that like appeals to the most amount of people possible, like the most brand safe, like whatever. And I feel like it almost just feels like you're just sort of getting like bombarded with like AI generated crap, you know, like not like actual art, actual talent, like actual cool stuff, or like plot twists or whatever. That's why I really liked Andor, because that show felt like an episode of Black Mirror. And there was actually a ton that happened. The combat was cool. The acting was convincing. Woke media is when the message takes priority over the entertainment. Yeah, it's not even like... I don't even know that it's necessarily like... I don't I don't mind when, like, you know, like artists and people that, like, you know, are creative and talented in these fields have always tried to put like messages and morals and everything in their content, right? But nowadays it's not like, oh, let's like I feel like it's more doing a disservice to like more progressive politics, because like they're making a show for the sake of progressive politics and not like making a show for the sake of making a kick-ass amazing show. There were black women in positions of power on Star Trek. It never came out because that would be stupid. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I truly think that most people like really don't care about any of that. They just want to watch a good show. Like even the old like Disney movies, I feel like were so much better at diversity than they are now. Like making like Mulan and Pocahontas and all those movies, but those were like timeless, classic, amazing movies. I don't know. It just seems like all of our, like, not all, but like a lot of shows nowadays are just sort of made by like, you know, high level marketing people that just want to sell. I don't know. And I know, like, I mean, I think people kind of in general like look back at the past through like rose tinted glasses, but it's like, I wish that like anytime Marvel came out with a movie, like that the Marvel movie wasn't just automatically the biggest movie for like 3 months. Like I wish that like more people didn't like just go to every Marvel movie because they've already seen 5 of them, but like actually went and supported like art and amazing work by other people. I don't know. I'm so tired of superheroes. Yeah. I completely stopped with all the superhero stuff like 3 or 4 years ago. Like after the Avengers movie was Infinity War. That was my last one. I just couldn't care anymore. Like all the new movies just feel like such a cash grab. So many plot holes. So much like dumb dialogue. No real stakes, no real tension. No like real deep human emotions. You can either normalize something or treat it like it's special. You can either normalize something or treat it like it's special. Can't have it both ways. What do you mean by that? I believe the media is supposed to be a reflection of the times rather than being used as a tool to try to control the times. Yeah. But maybe, like, I mean, I don't know. There's a good chance that the media, like, also just doesn't care about it, but just likes saying stuff because they know that it's, like, polarizing. I don't know. Like, the whole internet has changed, like, the way that content is made and, like, art is produced. Like, it's not like no really forms of, like, it's super rare that, like, a form of entertainment nowadays is actually, like, based upon, like, just quality work. It's like it feels like a lot of forms of entertainment are just based upon, like, just marketing numbers, or just like a news article won't be, like, necessarily based upon, like, doing good research and coming up with, like, a good interesting take, or, like, you know, clearly expressing both sides of, like, an argument well. It's just like, here's some outrageous thing that this person's doing, let's all get mad about it, or those who support it, let's all support it. Like, it's not, I don't know. It's just like what, like, people just do whatever they can to draw the most attention to themselves, and not like I think that's why, like stuff like Elden Ring. Like, when you play Elden Ring feels like a game that, like, is, like, so much, like, such a work of art and so much quality and, like, experience and, like, craftsmanship has been put into that game that it feels like that's, like, a type of thing that, like that sort of quality experience is something that only the people that were, like, you know, top royalty in the past would be able to experience. But now anyone can experience that, right? Which I think is super cool. And I just don't think that there's, like, a lot of things like that where it's like we have so much technology and so many people out there with so much skill, but we just like mass producing garbage. And, like, every now and then when you get, like, a show or a movie or, like, a painting or, you know, something that just, like, almost transcends humanity, it is honestly insane. And I feel like Elden Ring is like that for video games. And, like, a show like, maybe I'd wager to say that a show like Breaking Bad or even like Attack on Titan kind of, like, fit into that category as well. Like, you know, we don't have that much long on this earth. Like, I don't want to waste my time with your, like, brain numbing marketing beats, you know? Like, I don't know. Sorry, let me catch up on your chats here. I will say, actually, with the superhero stuff, The Boys is a super good show. That is, like, if you're sick of all the superhero stuff, The Boys I think it's on Amazon. You would love. That is honestly a great show. It's, like, showing the whole behind the scenes of, like, the fucked up superhero world. It's pretty cool. And it's, like, it's gory. It doesn't pull any punches. I like that one. I mean, the way you normalize something is to treat it like it's regular instead of shining a spotlight on it. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. I do feel like there is, like, it seems like it's sort of a frustration of, like, I think a lot of shows, like, I guess specifically, like, TV shows and movies, will try to approach, like, you know, common, like, progressive politics, like, in their show, and they'll try to present it normally. But then a lot of people who don't like that will then start being like, oh my goodness, they're ruining the show because they're trying to add diversity or gay people or, you know, whatever to the show. And it's like, that's not why the show is ruined. You're just mad because the show is terrible, and instead of focusing on making the show good, they focus on, like, the progressive politics side of it. And it's like, if the show was super good, no one would care. So it's more just like, you know, where they're spending their time, I guess. Like in the writer's room or whatever. You did play Lies of P. Lies of P was honestly super good as well. If you played Lies of P, I think you definitely love Elden Ring. Like, I mean, I super liked the combat in Lies of P. And I'd wager to say that I almost had more fun in Lies of P than I actually had in Elden Ring. But Elden Ring just feels like, it feels like you're experiencing something that like almost is hard to believe that like humans made. I don't know. It's, maybe I'm over romanticizing it too much, but like, you know, working in the video game field as well, like, it's just insane what they accomplished in that game. 602. I didn't watch Breaking Bad. If I wanted to see meth users, I go outside. Breaking Bad was such a good show, though, honestly. I like when something is flat out different. The Good Place was amazing. Yeah, The Good Place was such a good show. Oh yeah, that was. I forgot about that show. That show was great. Elden Ring does seem to have a lot of that Lords of the Ring level of scale and awe. Yeah, for sure. Like, it's insane that like how many times in Elden Ring it just feels like you're in like the most cinematic part of like in a movie. Like, you know, you're controlling it, you're moving around, like it's, I don't know. I just like, I don't know, I like to think about it from like kind of like a high level, like if you think about it, like your time on this earth, you're lucky if you get 70, 80 years, right? Like why do we as humans insist on creating so much time wasting garbage? Like stupid mobile games, clickbait videos, clickbait articles. Like, I mean, I can tell you, I mean, those people who do that do it for the money, but it's like, I don't know, my thought is like, I understand that you want money to like survive and live, but like if you're gonna be here, why not at least try to create something bigger than yourself? I don't know. Eventually you're more babysitting this game than playing in it? Yeah. Partially to not be pondering your morality? Yeah, I guess that's true, you know? There is something nice about just shutting off your brain and, you know, just doing like simple stuff that makes you happy. That does make sense. Yeah, I mean, pretty much at this point, it's gonna be like I'd have to mess up pretty bad to actually die in this game at this point. I'm gonna turn down the game volume a little bit more. Another tardigrade. I could take another garden now, I think. Okay, 603. Even trying to make something bigger than yourself stems from the desire to last forever. Being remembered semi feels like you'd still be here. Yeah. That is true. I feel like, yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. The fear of morality and certainty fuels most things. For everything else, there's MasterCard. True. Yeah, I feel like for me, it's less of like, I want to be in the history books and remembered forever, and more of just like, you know, when I get to the end of my life, I want to have done at least something that I'm super proud of, you know? And I think, I mean, and I know not necessarily everyone views it that way. And, you know, something that you're super proud of can mean like a lot of things to different people. Like, I think a lot of people are super proud of like being parents or, you know, their religion or, you know, whatever. But I think for me, it's like, I don't know that I would be satisfied unless I, you know, done something like make Elden Ring. But maybe that's just too much pressure on myself. I don't know. So long as you bring more positivity than negativity, that's a net plus. Yeah, I know. I totally agree. Yeah. I think as long as you actively try to be a good person, then, you know, you've done your job well. Your job as a human. We're having existential crises as we're playing Brotato at 1 FPS. But I suppose that is kind of inevitable. We hit wave 600, which is cool as well. I kind of didn't even realize we did that. Let's grab the luck, and we'll go 605. But also, Elden Ring builds on the creation of computer, which comes from the discovery of electricity, so achieving greatness isn't often a solo endeavor. Yeah, no, that is 100% true. I think, yeah, I mean, a lot of these, like, amazing human feats, I would say, are not, like, you know, are very rarely, like, a solo person doing something insane. It's like the hard work and dedication of, like, you know, I mean, it took us as a society a lot of inventions to get to the computer and to the internet and to graphics cards and then to Elden Ring and, you know, everything else. But I guess, I don't know, I guess I find like a lot of fulfillment in like creating things. Like if I'm making like a computer program or I'm just making a video for like social media or, you know, I find a lot of fulfillment in like creating something cool and being able to look back and say like, hey, I did that. Like a lot of like, even just like a lot of like the TikTok videos like I've made for my work, I find a lot of fulfillment in like, you know, making those and looking back, and I like that. I wonder how often guys like Michael Jordan look at basketball and think, if nobody would have ever invented this, who would I be? That is interesting, yeah. Like, I wonder if those like ultra successful people, like, if their brain is just sort of wired differently, that like if basketball was never a thing, if it would have been like you know, the best salesman or the best race car driver, you know, whatever, something else instead. Or if it's more just like, well, he happened to grow up playing basketball and one day he decided to take it seriously and just realized he was way better than everyone else. I don't know. Well, Mike has greatness deep down, so I think we would have known him for something. Same for Schwarzenegger. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I mean, I think also a lot of people probably have that same drive and have that same, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have that same greatness deep down and drive and talent as like a Michael Jordan, but they're just, you know, they're like the best at being the manager of Chipotle. But, you know, you're not going to be on national TV with $1 million shoe brands being the best Chipotle manager, you know? I don't know, but maybe if you're, maybe like being the best Chipotle manager isn't like the same as, I don't know. Like, I think it's sort of like drive and luck combined. Like, if you're given half a chance, you still have to be insanely motivated and insanely smart to be ultra successful in whatever you're doing. And I think a lot of people don't get both. I think a lot of people have one or the other. Some people have neither. But I think it's very rare for a lot of people to get both. Because I feel like you have to be... You have to be a little bit insane, I feel like, to be like one of these ultra mega successful people. Like, you have to be way too dedicated to something that you probably would not make any sense for a normal person. Oh, it says I can't. Your message is getting blocked because of auto mod, but I can still see it. Some people don't desire fame and attention. I'm the epitome of that shit. My aspiration is stand up. Hold on, let me run through this real quick. Okay, 606. I can say allow in your message. I'm the epitome of that shit. My aspiration to stand up Desperately seeking the approval and validations of strangers in the form of laughter. Wait. I think I'm having a stroke. Let me reread this. Not everyone are whores like us. Some people don't desire fame and adoration. I'm the epitome of that. My aspiration is stand up. Oh, it's stand up. Like, oh, okay. Stand up comedy. Okay, that took me way too long to realize what you're saying. Desperately seeking the approval and validation of strangers in the form of laughter. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like desire fame and adoration for me. I mean, like, it's nice when people like recognize your hard work and like applaud you for it. I think it's more just making stuff that I personally feel proud of. For me, at least. But I mean, I think most people would be lying if they said that they didn't want some sort of fame or adoration, you know? Followers, subscribers, and fans. That's entertainment today. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on my work account for the game I'm making right now, we've got like 800K on TikTok. And then when you have a video that blows up and like everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, this is so cool!" Like that is that feeling kind of is like a bit of a high. Which I can definitely admit is like for sure its own addiction in its own. It feels so off-putting to hear a child say like and subscribe. I mean, so many kids just spend like so much of their life like, you know, watching content creators on YouTube that it's like, you know, like I think like being a YouTuber was like the #1 like wanted job of like children these days. Or the #1 desired job, I think. That's how they describe it. Because I think like, you know, these days it's like most, you know, that's kind of who like a lot of people look up to. They'll all try to be on it. Most will fail and go on to get menial jobs. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of, you know, a lot of people do try the content creation part. I think realistically it takes way more like if you're not a naturally like just insane person or like insanely entertaining or funny person, like being successful on social media is so much hard work. I think it's way more hard work than people realize. There are a lot of content creators out there that get like shit on for making like zero effort quality work. But I think like if you want to actually be like a respected content creator, and if you're not like naturally a hilarious person, like that shit is so much work. And I think most people just aren't really up to the task. The problem is that you don't have to move to Hollywood and wait tables. You can grab your phone or tablet, give it a go without leaving your house. You don't even get opportunities in time. You don't even get given opportunities in time slots. There's zero barrier to entry. That is true, yeah. Which I think is why you sort of get a lot of garbage on social media. But it's also like, I think a lot of people can make, especially with like TikTok and Instagram Reels, like having a bunch of followers on TikTok doesn't really guarantee, like it very rarely guarantees that like all of your videos will go viral. like the short form content algorithm these days really don't care that much about like how many followers you have. They really just care about how well your video is performing, like how much watch time it's getting, how many likes and engagement it is. So I think a lot of people have the ability to make a viral video or multiple viral videos, but it's actually turning that into a business and consistently getting viral videos, consistently making good content that not a lot of people are able to do. Oh shit, what the fuck did I just take? Okay, just another riposte. Whew. All right, I gotta slow down here. I don't want to take something that will screw up my run. Vigilante ring will take. Bait will take. Glass cannon I'll take. Okay, let's get the 9 dodge for 18 attack speed and we'll 608. Yeah, but it also... Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yeah. I think... I would think for the most part that stuff doesn't happen as much anymore because I feel like, you know, it's like everyone's got a phone right now. Everyone's got social media. So like so many of like the creeps and like stuff kind of in the traditional media industry can get ousted so much quicker. Like everyone's got a viral podcast. Everyone, you know. And so I think like the industry is kind of better for that now than it probably was 20, 30 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it's probably still is an issue, honestly. Ooh. Need a haircut, man. Oh yeah, it happens just less. The powerful always leverage their power. And it always ends up sexual too, for whatever reason. Yeah, that does seem to... It's insane, but that does seem to still happen quite a lot. Like I saw something about like Elon Musk keeps like fucking his like employees at his company. He keeps getting like pregnant with all of his like women in his company or something. It was something really weird. There was like multiple women that were working for him that got pregnant from him. Which I feel like is kind of weird that people don't talk about that much. Yeah, he's too busy cooking up the Cybertruck. Jesus Christ. I don't know. In general, I think it'll be super interesting to see how like how the world progresses technologically. Like I feel like the last 10 years, like the media landscape has changed so much. And now with AI, like already being such a powerful, useful tool, especially in 10 years from now, I think AI is going to be like, I really hope there's a way that we can use it where like we can actually use it to like improve the quality of life of the average citizen, and not just like use AI to figure out how to screw people over harder and bleed them dry harder for every dollar that they can, or you know. You're curious about Mars? Yeah, I mean, I think the Mars stuff is cool. But I think it's also likely just like a big floating rock. It's like, I don't know. Probably. Okay, 610. Oh. Yeah, I've been on this, I found this subreddit called Cyber Stuck, and it's all these people that like got their Cybertrucks and they're all like broken and stuff. It's pretty funny. Apparently a bunch, like I saw one where this guy, I think he spent like 130 grand on his new Cybertruck. He pulls it off the lot, turns on the freeway and starts flooring it. And then like instantly like the big iPad thing right in the middle starts flashing red and playing like a literal, like, it's almost like a comical like Star Wars like red. It's like the whole screen is flashing red and it's playing like a warning like on the whole thing. It was like he had to take it to the shop, like it already broke the second he drove it off the lot. And he said, I think after that, he said it had been in the shop for like a month and he still hadn't gotten it back. You don't last on Reddit? What do you mean? You don't like Reddit? I like Reddit for some stuff. I think you gotta kind of know where to look and whatever. Like I like when there's like a video game I'm playing, I usually like checking out their subreddits and stuff. I liked the Helldivers 2 subreddit when I was playing Helldivers before. That one was cool. There's some funny stuff on there as well. But it is kind of a lot of like rage bait on Reddit as well. You'll get banned within a few months, but then I'll get a lot of laughs along the way and get like 100k karma and gold and platinum and all that. What I've used Reddit like for like, I don't even know, 10 years now, and I still have no idea what the point of all, like, is there any point of like getting the gold or the platinum or like the stickers or the awards for stuff? Like, do you get paid for that? Or is it just like getting likes? Or super likes? I think I can take another garden now. But you get given the money too and can award others. Oh. So you basically just sort of spend money to kind of award people back and forth? Like, you can't, like, cash out your awards? It's insane to me. I wouldn't give a Reddit a dime. Yeah, it is weird that you would spend money on that, but... You know, people do, I guess. They can make more money on it, though. You know, why wouldn't they? How do you get banned off of Reddit, though? Like, I can see getting banned from certain subreddits just because, like, you know, mods can be weird sometimes. Like, your whole Reddit account getting banned? I feel like you have to do something crazy. Brother, don't go into the brain rot politics, man. It's such brain rot. I can't. See, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that's just like... I don't know, it's stupid that... Like... That's like the focus of so many people's attention. There's such a waste of time. So much better stuff to do with the world. I don't know, it feels like a very classic, like, just rage bait for clicks. Oh, man. I'm getting tired. Only 9, man. Is there more soccer tomorrow? Who's playing tomorrow in the Euros? Let's see. Oh, we got England versus Slovakia at 11 a.m. And then Spain versus Georgia at 2. Okay, those will probably be good games. USA versus Uruguay is Monday. Mexico, Ecuador tomorrow. Jamaica, Venezuela tomorrow as well. Okay. None of those games I super care about. I'll probably watch the England game, but at least there are more games tomorrow. One of my buddies and I from high school, we placed like a bunch of bets against each other. I think we did like $1 for every game of the Euros, trying to bet who would win, and then if we bet the same team, we would try to predict the score. And man, we were so bad at predicting the scores, predicting who's going to win the games. It's definitely a good wake-up call to not get heavily into sports betting. Because I think in all the games so far, I think I've gotten 4 right and he's gotten like 3 or 4 right. There's been like 20, 25 games. It's pretty bad. I guess when you're predicting the exact score, it is a lot harder, but it's a tough one for sure. Okay, let's take these shells. Leaf. Another leaf. Although, actually, I don't even think you can sports bet in Texas. I feel like I saw something where it was saying it was illegal. If you're still there, I don't even know how to say your name. Aldi Melkirk? Aldi Melkirk? Can you sports bet in Arkansas? Oh, let's get the crit. I think he left. Oh man, this slideshow is killing me. Somebody tell me something interesting I can talk about. We're getting close to halfway. Are we? What's half a... No, actually we're still quite a bit away. Might want to pray for this computer. Oh, you are still here. You might have missed it. I was asking if you can can use like sports betting stuff in Arkansas. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it was actually made illegal here in Texas. I mean, the computer I think is gonna be fine. It's getting a little warm. Not as bad as it is when I'm like game developing though. I think it should still be fine. I think I'm gonna time the next wave to see how long it actually takes. I think when I did it the other day, one of the waves that I timed took 90 seconds and another one took like 110, I think, 120. I'm curious to see how long these 60-second waves actually take now. Have you played much Brotato? Aldi? Or is it AI? Aldi Melkirk? Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Sorry, I'll do it for the next wave. So if I want to get to 17, what's half of 1780? $890. Okay, so I still have quite a way to go to get to the halfway point here. I think actually, what was second place? Second place was like 800 something, I think, on the leaderboard. Yeah, second place was exactly, okay. It's funny, my old roommate and I, we used to obviously we used to live together, we were roommates, right? And so, but we were at a different apartment complex, so I guess like 10 months ago now. But when we were there, we had not the best time with the management there. And so when we left like a really bad review for them. And when we left that review, their management responded to us basically saying like that we were crazy and that our concerns were just not true of the place. And so my roommate just texted me the other day. He's like, every time I'm upset, I go back and edit my review of that old apartment on Google, and I add more to it. And it's funny. He had like edit 1, edit 2, edit 3 of like all the times he's gone back to add more to his negative review of our old apartment. It's funny. The place was just kind of scummy. They claimed that it was like a newly renovated place, and when we walked in on day one, it was like super dirty. There was like cockroaches all the time. It was nasty. And they like would do the bare minimum to like spray for pesticides, and it was a nightmare. Thankfully, we are out of there now. Okay, let's do the range damage, and then let me time it this time. See how long a non-elite wave takes. Let's time it on my phone. Hey, we're getting 4 FPS. That's pretty good. Oh no, we're back down to 2 right away. I think it's about double the time. So it's gonna take 2 minutes for every wave. Oh no, wait, what did I say at the end? It took the guy 6 hours for 50 waves at the end? At like 1800. So that's so slow. That's like 1 wave every 10 minutes? Is that right? If it took you 6 hours for 50 waves, that would be 360 minutes for 50 waves, which is 7.2 minutes per wave on average. That is insane. You must have been spending a bunch of time in the shop or something, because that is crazy. Like even at 1 FPS, it wouldn't take that long. Although I guess we'll see here. It's already getting much worse. If it is a memory leak and it just keeps memory leaking all the way up to that point, I could see how it would take that long. Ooh. One of my streamer friends lives out in California. I went back there for a wedding a little while ago, and him and his roommates all they all do online gambling. Like every night after they stream, they'll go and they'll sit on the projector and they'll just be playing slots for like an hour. It's like they're actually up quite a lot, but I don't know, the gambling thing never really appealed to me. It just feels like, you know, mathematically you're gonna lose, so why even really play? Oh my goodness. Okay, that's 60-second wave. Literally 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Way too long. I can triple the time right now. Definitely getting worse. 3 minutes for every 60-second wave? Yeah, so because it was at like 1 minute and then 90 seconds, and now 3 minutes per wave. So by that logic, I guess it would probably average to like 5 minutes per wave by the time I get to like 1800. So if I'm trying to get to 1800 and I'm at 616, that's 1,184 waves left. It takes an average of 5 minutes. That's 6,000 minutes basically I'm going to be playing this game. And if 6,000 minutes divided by 60, no way. There's no way. According to my math, I'm going to be here for another 98 hours. What on earth did I get myself into? Oh, wow. It has me wondering how much percentage of stuff you got to come up with per wave to survive. Oh, wait, sorry. It has me wondering how much percentage of stuff you got to come up with per wave to survive. It gets stronger each time, and so do you. I guess eventually the luckiness of what you get from the boxes stops being enough. Yeah, I mean, at this point, the items are not really doing anything for me. I've got, like a bunch of vigilante rings that are increasing my damage by like 150% every time. And I've got, like every wave, basically my damage goes up by 150%. And like, I think as long as I keep playing it smartly, I don't think damage would ever be a problem. Because I'm also using the demon character, so half of my money gets converted into max HP at the end of every wave. And my weapons also scale off of max HP, so it's going to get more damage as well. I think it's I think it's more about just not making any stupid mistakes and like accidentally clicking on the blood donation item or whatever. At the end, people will see the world record, see your name, and say, that's pretty cool, and then probably forget not long after this. So this is far more for you than anything? Oh, for sure. My goal is to... It's more just for the personal accomplishment of it, and also to... I want to kickstart my... Because I already posted a bunch on, like, my... Basically my second channel right now. But I want to make more, like, kind of, like, longer... like mini documentaries about stuff I find interesting. So I want to kind of make like a whole video about like the strategy behind you know, getting this world record on Brotato, and make like a whole banger video about it to launch my main channel. Though you could have fun with it. Imagine you get the record and next time you get pulled over, you're all like, you know who I am? Yeah, just act like I'm way better than everyone because I got a good record in Brotato. Who the hell are you? Do you even know who I am? That's a good way to get shot. Just act insane in front of the cop. That's always good advice. How dare you pull me over? You know what I did for this country? I put the US on the map. I got the Brotato world record. Worldwide. I was watching a video on the Rubik's Cube world record today. Actually, it was kind of interesting. There's like there's a couple different world records. There's a world record category for like just getting a randomly mixed up one. Like you have 15 seconds to look at it, and then you like try to solve it real quick, and then put your hands down. The record for that is like a little over 3 seconds. But there's another one that I was looking at where it was like you have a Rubik's Cube that's like in a certain random order, right? And everyone has the same randomly done one. And so all these like top Rubik's Cube masters will come and they'll try to figure out the least number of moves to solve the Rubik's Cube in an hour, which I thought was kind of an interesting twist on like the Rubik's Cube speedrunning idea, where it's like the least number of moves to solve it was kind of interesting. And the video I saw was about like a cheater who like tried to fake it and stuff, but there's like a bunch of math and stuff behind like you know, trying to figure out the least number of moves to solve the Rubik's Cube. I thought was kind of interesting. Then tell everyone you know everything about engineering. Exactly. I can't solve it at all. Rubik's Cubes make me feel dumb, lol. Yeah, same. I cannot solve one either. Granted, I haven't also tried since I was probably like in 6th grade, but yeah. I think if either one of us like actually spent the time to like learn the strategy, watch some YouTube videos about it, spent like a week trying to do it, I'm sure you could. But I'm not trying to spend a week trying to figure out all the math behind a Rubik's Cube. Like, that is kind of something weirdly like nerdy and grindy that I feel like I would actually like, but I don't know, the Rubik's Cube just doesn't really speak to me like that, you know? Well, my son wanted one. If I see it, I'll pick it up for a couple minutes and piss myself off. Yeah, I mean, I think if you definitely just go into it blind, like you have no chance you're solving that thing. I was watching stuff about like when that Rubik's Cube first came out, like it was like a national like frenzy to try to solve it. Like you definitely got to be like way too smart to figure it out on your own, or like, you know, just spend the time learning the math behind it. 2 sides completed makes me not want to mess with it anymore. I mean, 2 sides completed on its own is pretty good. But yeah, like, I think 2 sides is probably the same about the max I can get. As soon as I get 2 sides and I try going for more, I can't do it without messing up the 2 sides I already did, so it makes it difficult to get any more than 2. How you like being out there in Arkansas? I've I mean, Arkansas is pretty close to Texas, but I just never really had a reason to go out there. I don't even really know what's out there that's like not in Texas. Arkansas is boring but safe. Yeah, fair enough. If I uploaded a YouTube video of me trying to solve when I get emails from the Special Olympics. Oh my goodness. Yeah, one of my buddies from college, I think he drove out with like another one of our friends to like meet a couple girls at some party in Arkansas. And I think it just ended up being like a huge waste of time. I don't really know why they went all that way, just to like kind of try to meet up with a girl. They didn't even really know this chick. Took them like, I think 6 hours to drive there and like 6 hours to drive back on one weekend. And they're like, well, that was a big waste of time. I went up to Oklahoma for, I played Ultimate Frisbee for a couple of years in college, and we had a tournament up there a couple times, I think out in Tulsa. But it just felt like a lot of Oklahoma just felt like all like of like the worst, most boring parts of Texas. I don't know. There's nothing here you can't find elsewhere. Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of like the bigger cities just having a bunch to do. My TikTok ADHD brain gets too bored to... Oklahoma is dirtier Arkansas? Yeah, I could see that. Oklahoma just didn't seem like it had anything with bigger tornadoes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Dallas just had a tornado a couple weeks ago that actually killed a few people. And that was like, everyone was freaking out because that's like the first time a tornado actually killed someone in Dallas for like a long time. Normally we don't get them that bad. But I don't really understand the appeal of living in Oklahoma. Like, it just didn't really seem like there was much to do. I guess you just gotta be... I guess if you kind of like your own land and your own space, then you can do that more out there. But it just didn't really seem like there was much of a draw. A draw to that place. But I guess for some people there probably is. I just don't really ever want to live in a place where there's like a decent chance that, like, a natural disaster will destroy everything I own. You know? Like, I feel like I would spend a lot of money to avoid the possibility of that happening. American natural disasters barely kill anyone? I mean, yeah. I've been more worried about, like, my house getting destroyed in a tornado. Or, like, you know, constantly having to fix my roof every tornado season, or, you know, whatever. That would just be so annoying. 620. Meanwhile, earthquakes can happen in India and kill hundreds at once somehow. Yeah, I mean, the earthquakes for sure, because that can, like... I mean, India is very densely populated, and if you got, like, a densely populated area with, like, buildings that aren't, like, you know, like, modern earthquake-safe ones, I could definitely see that. I went to Japan with my girlfriend, a couple months ago now, and there was an earthquake while we were staying there in at our Airbnb, and we like ran out of the building, but apparently like the earthquakes are super common in Japan, but all the buildings there are like built really well for it, so like no one's really ever too worried about it. I think it's because our building codes are more strict, so structures stand up to it a lot better. Probably, yeah. I mean, I think India also has a lot of like a lot more diversity in their like of wealth in their country. You get like ultra rich and like a lot of ultra poor, where in some of those poor areas I think it'd be they're probably not really worried about making buildings earthquake safe, and more just making buildings to begin with in some places there. But I mean, you know, you got like they have over, I think it's over 1 billion people, right? Like 1.5 billion in India. So I mean, you're gonna have a lot of people for one country. You're gonna get a lot of diversity there. 1.1 billion, yeah. A 100 million more people than China? Yeah. That's a lot of people for a country. I mean, the US has got, what, like 400 million? 450 million? But the land is so big, like, there's still so much open space. Like, I from Texas, I've driven from Texas to Florida, and I've also driven from Texas to California. And, like, 90% of that drive is, like, wide open, nothing to see. Tons of land, you know? Especially, like, Arizona, New Mexico. They were selling land in New Mexico. It's like, I mean, it's like desert, but it was like $40 an acre. Like, it was super low. I remember seeing signs for it when we were driving through there. So this is the one I absolutely want to avoid taking. Most of these other ones I can kind of get away with, but blood donations would actually completely screw up my run. For the tardigrade. Okay, 61. Yeah, the money is mostly coastal, so the money is mostly coastal, so the middle carries the flyover label. Yeah. I mean, there's also just like nothing there. A lot of the places. Like, literally, absolutely nothing in a lot of places. We, actually, semi-recently, my girlfriend bought a car off of her sister who lives in Vegas. So we drove it all the way from Vegas to Dallas. That was a long drive. And then there's like a lot of farmland. But there's also a lot of parts that's just completely nothing. You also have zero tsunami concerns. Yeah. That is true. That's a big plus. Living in Arkansas. A meteor wouldn't take the water this far in. Yeah. Do you get tornadoes in Arkansas? Or is that more Oklahoma? Arkansas. You hate them? Yeah. They mess up a lot of people's roofs. I mean, even in Dallas, you get... I feel like there's always at least some roofs that get messed up. Like all the shingles will get torn off the roofs. Here. So if you're getting them a lot, there's probably a lot of... Probably make a lot of money being a roof repair guy out there. All right, 622. People that have never been in one think that they want to because they enjoyed the movie Twister. Why the hell would you want to be in a tornado? That sounds so terrifying. That's like my literal worst nightmare. Just getting sucked up by the weather. Like, hell no. Do you have a house or an apartment out there? I think if you have your own house, it'd be annoying because you probably get a lot of repairs when it's tornado season. But if it's like an apartment, you can just make the landlord do it. I'm in a house, yeah. Yeah, my grandparents' house out here in Dallas, they during the last storm they had to do a bunch of repairs. It was super annoying. If I was in your area, I'd constantly be going to Austin for Kill Tony. I don't think I know what that is. Let me look that up. Oh, it's a podcast. Oh man, you're in for a treat. I mean, there's so many podcasts these days. Let's see. Oh, I think I've seen this one. Oh yeah, I see their clips all the time. They've got like walk-up stand-ups, right? I guess? I don't know, I've just seen clips. Yeah, people come on to perform, yeah. Yeah, it seems funny, actually. I'll have to check this out. But they do like whole live shows? Oh, look, all their shows are live. You get like tickets to them? That's kind of cool, actually. That's actually like a super good business model. If that's the case. It's like a horror movie from my end sometimes, getting up there with 1 minute to work with. 60 seconds. Yeah, that's, I mean, that is a lot of pressure, honestly. And get roasted to hell if you fail. Yeah, because it's not really like enough time to like set up a whole routine. Like, I feel like you just have to like just say something outrageous and sort of like make yourself the butt of the joke, or like, I don't know. That's pretty tough too. To like get up there and get the crowd laughing within 60 seconds. Another vigilante ring is nice. Another vigilante ring. Take some more range damage. Okay, 623. But that's the name of the game. You can make excuses or results. Very true. I mean, if you're going up there, I'm sure you'd have a whole planned routine. But yeah, I have to check it out because I mean, I always see the clips of like, you know, probably the best and like funniest. I'd be interested to see how like the average person does up there. But like, do people who go on the show get like famous from the show? Like, is it like worth it for people to like go out there and get their name out there for only like 60 seconds? It's a good way to do it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess definitely a good way to put yourself out there for sure. But yeah, I gotta bring it. Oh, for sure. You don't like social media and that's a part of it now? Oh yeah, I mean, dude, social media is the main part of it, really. I mean, these days, if you could make funny or like hype TikTok edits, then you could be rich just from that. I definitely don't want to make a podcast. Don't want to do Twitter. Yeah, I mean, dude, the short form videos, they rule the world right now, man. If you could make funny content and you just have your audience making funny clips of you, man, you blow up. That's how everyone blows up these days, really. Why do you say you definitely don't want to make a podcast? There's too many out there right now. Damage. 64. Sorry, I'm trying to get some help. I'll get to your comment in a second there. Man, everyone's getting married these days. Sort of that age in my life where all of my friends are getting married. People are starting to have kids as well. Pretty crazy. Okay. Plus, it's too regular. I think of any talk show host, Leno, Conan, Fallon. People think they're hacks. That's because they gotta do it. They gotta bring it daily. Nobody's that consistently hilarious. Yeah, that is true. Meanwhile, other comics whose specials you watch, those are like a year or two in the making. That is true. They work that material on the road until the hour is ready and then record it. So the jokes evolve and get better. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's sort of like a different world, though. Like, do people really consider, like, Conan and Fallon comedians? Like, I think they're just kind of like talk show hosts, no? Like, I mean, I wouldn't really consider those guys comedians. Like, they like to, like, laugh a lot, like, stupid stuff that happens on their show, but they're more just, like, interviewers, I think, really. These days. I guess they try to make it, like, funny. They are comedians, though. That's why they were given the job, so you can expect it to be amusing almost every time. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess they definitely are comedians, just not like, I guess it's sort of a different style of comedy, I would say. Just recycle. Okay, 65. You'll notice most commercials try to be funny and fail. That's because the people making them generally aren't comedians. Yeah. I mean, I feel like these days a lot of commercials have almost just given up on trying to be funny. I think they try to be, well, maybe I just don't really think commercials are ever funny. Maybe they're just so bad at it that I think they're not trying. I feel like just commercials in general are like so rarely good. Like I feel like in the old Super Bowls, like those old commercials were like legendary, you know? But nowadays, like last Super Bowl, or I guess 2 Super Bowls ago now, like the biggest commercial was the one for what was that crypto one? Coinbase. And it was just like a QR code bouncing on the screen. That was like, oh my goodness, everyone was freaking out about that one. What's up, Doma? How you doing? Are you your friends right now? What are you up to? And that's because commercials are about being remembered and annoying is better than funny for that. I could get Alzheimer's and dementia and still be able to dial up J.G. Wentworth. That is probably true. That's funny. But I feel like on Hulu, right? Like I used to watch Hulu with ads. And Hulu would have a really bad problem where you'd see the same ads all the time, and it would just make me hate that company. Like I wouldn't, like I feel like it had the opposite effect on me, where it was like, I remember I saw like probably 200, like the same ad 200 times for Levi jeans, and now I'm just like, for the rest of my life, I'm just never gonna buy Levi jeans because they just piss me off too much. Might be the most successful commercial. Yeah. Probably. I feel the same way about sponsoring a starving kid. The commercial lasted forever. Yeah, what I don't understand about those commercials is like, they're spending so much money on like the production of that and like, you know, the ad time, like the TV commercial space, that like, I don't know, it feels like that money could be used in a much better way. You turn it to dodge guilt. Wait a good while, check back, and it's still on. Yeah, I mean, these days I don't even really watch regular TV. Just TV shows and on streaming services, and I guess sports games though, you still get it for all the sports games. Well, I've been watching a lot of soccer lately, and thankfully there's basically just ads at halftime, and then at halftime you can go to run to the bathroom, get some food, and don't have to worry about the ads, really. Little Mary has to walk 6 miles every day without shoes just to get drinking water, and they got like a camera crew with $20,000 cameras catching her in 4K slow-mo, looking sad walking 6 miles. Yeah. Seems legit. It's like, dude, you're holding that kid. You should buy her some fucking shoes. Yeah. I wonder, like, are those, like, companies, like, a scam? Are they actual charities? Like, what is going on with those? Or is it just, like, actually, like, they just make way more money from donations than they would off of, like, not doing any commercials and using that money to help the kids? I don't know. You think they'd be paid to be in the commercial? That is true. If you're an actor in a major television network commercial, you know, normally you'd make a lot of money. That whole business seems weird. Instead of hair and makeup, there's probably, he doesn't look impoverished enough. Can we get more flies over here? Wait, that's what I always found fun about, like, funny about nature documentaries, is they'll show, like, some animal, like, brutally murdering another animal, and then like the camera crew's there just like chilling. Just like animals bleeding out and they're just getting the footage. You're like, what on earth? Have you ever seen that movie? Oh, what was it called? Let me try to find the name of it. Was it the guy with the camera crew? That is not a good description. Oh, what is that actor? It's the actor who was in that Spider-Man movie. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a weird way to get this. It was Spider-Man No Way Home. It was the villain in that movie. No, it wasn't that movie. Oh my god, there's so many damn Spider-Mans now. Spider-Man Far From Home, maybe? Yes. It was Jake Gyllenhaal. That's right. It was a Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Okay, let me blast through this real quick. Take the damage. Range damage. Damage. Okay. 628. Let me search. Jake Gyllenhaal. All movies. It was Nightcrawler. That was it. All that to say, the whole thing about Nightcrawler was like, he just didn't really care like how fucked up he was or like the stuff he was doing. He was just trying to record good footage for like to sell to like the news stations. And I think his recording buddy that he hired ended up dying, and he like got the footage of the guy recording instead of like calling the ambulance to help him, because then he was able to like sell the footage to the news stations. Super fucked up movie, but it was pretty interesting. It's called Nightcrawler. They act like the rest of the planet is just nature, but if they zoom out a ways, there's a highway to McDonald's and all that. Yeah. That is pretty true. Did you ever see that story about like the elephants that were like migrating through China? And they were like walking through like downtown cities, and all like the Chinese citizens were trying to like help the elephants along their way. Like walking on the highways, like going through people's backyards. Massive hordes of like huge elephants. It's pretty interesting. I think it was in one of those nature documentaries. That like I think it was like one that National Geographic did. They were talking about it. No, might not have been National Geographic. Yeah, National Geographic. I'm not too sure. Let's take the max HP and we'll go 629. Ever seen a pissed off elephant? You just let those fuckers do what they want and it's for the best. Yeah, that's pretty true. I think there's not much that, you know, like someone that's, you know, the average citizen could do against a pissed off elephant. I think you pretty much just need like a tank if you wanted to actually do anything. That's why reviving the woolly mammoth is a bad idea. It doesn't matter that we can't. Wait, what? We can. What do you mean we can? We can revive the woolly mammoth? Is that true? I hadn't heard that. How do you revive it? Are they trying to like clone its DNA or something? What do you mean it's technically possible? Like through DNA cloning stuff? Or they got one that they could unfreeze or something? Gotta implant the embryo into an elephant. Really? Huh. Wouldn't it? Huh. But how do you get a woolly mammoth embryo? Would be my question. Before we even think about implanting it into an elephant. We haven't got there yet, but give it time. Hey, let me ask ChatGPT. Would it be possible in the near future for scientists to bring back the woolly mammoth? If so, how? Yes. Yes. There's a lot of different ones. Yes, it is possible that scientists could bring back the woolly mammoth in the near future. This possibility hinges on advances in genetic engineering, particularly through a process known as de-extinction. Here are the primary methods being explored. Let me start 6:30 first. Making good progress on this. Sort of. I mean, progress, just slow progress, I guess. Cloning, okay. A similar process used to clone Dahlia sheep. Scientists could potentially clone a woolly mammoth by using well-preserved mammoth DNA. Challenges. The main challenge is finding well-preserved DNA. Well, yeah, no shit. Even if DNA is found, it's often fragmented and degraded. Also, the cloning process requires a closely related species, in this case, the Asian elephant, as a surrogate mother. Ah, you're right about that. Which presents ethical and biological challenges. Yeah, I could see that, for sure. You can do genome editing, which is called CRISPR. This process involves using the CRISPR-Cas9 technology to edit the genome of an Asian elephant, which is the closest living relative to the woolly mammoth. Scientists can insert mammoth genes responsible for traits like thick fur, fat storage, and cold tolerance into the elephant genome. Interesting. Researchers such as those from Harvard University, led by Dr. George Church, have already made significant progress in this area. Oh my god, I can't even read. Have already made significant progress in this area. They have successfully edited elephant cells to include mammoth DNA. So it's just like an elephant with part in mammoth DNA. Interesting. Successfully editing the genes and ensuring they express correctly to produce a viable mammoth-like organism is complex. The gestation period and health of the surrogate elephant are also significant concerns. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Hybridization. This involves creating a hybrid embryo that combines woolly mammoth DNA with that of the Asian elephant. This embryo would be then implanted into the elephant surrogate. Hybrid embryos are already being experimented with, aiming to introduce mammoth traits into the resulting animals gradually. Huh. The challenge here is ensuring that hybrid exists enough mammoth traits to be considered a true woolly mammoth. Ethical and ecological considerations. There are ethical concerns regarding the welfare of the surrogate elephants, the potential suffering of de-extinct animals, and the ecological impacts of reintroducing new species. Yeah, that makes sense. Ecosystem impact. Reintroducing woolly mammoths could have a positive ecological impacts, such as restoring tundra environments. However, the full implications are not fully understood and require careful study. Interesting. The Russians play with bears. It'll be alright, probably. Yeah, some of those Russian bear videos are actually insane. They're like dancing with them. We're like I saw this guy boxing with a bear the other day on my Instagram feed. Don't think we need another garden for now. Let's do the attack speed and we'll go 631. More elites. Oh, we're getting one frame every other second right now. Worst case scenario, they don't gotta live in Russia anymore. True. The whole genetic science is kind of crazy. Because, like, in theory, if they could alter the genes of animals, in the future they could alter the genes of humans. They could get, like, you could get upgrades to your body. Like, I want the extra hairy package, or I want the bigger brain package, or the I don't know, the third eye package. Add a little bit to your DNA. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Would not be surprised. Well, that is a pretty wild thought. That brings me to the human Z experiment, which is exactly what you think it is. Human Z. The first to experiment to create a hybrid between a human and a chimpanzee. These experiments are highly controversial and largely fall within the realm of speculative science and ethical debate. In the 1920s, Ilya Ivanovich Ivanov, a Soviet biologist, conducted artificial insemination experiments with the goal of creating a human-ape hybrid. What on earth? He attempted to inseminate female chimpanzees with human sperm. Okay. What? I think we know what the hell that means. The experiments did not result in any viable offspring. And even though his work remains controversial and ethically questionable. Yeah, I would imagine so. There have been occasional rumors and speculative reports about similar experiments in other countries, but there is no credible evidence to support the existence of any successful human-Z hybrids. Yeah, a lot of ethical considerations, scientific challenges. Modern views, scientific concessions. The scientific community generally agrees that attempts to create a human-Z are both ethically unacceptable and scientifically problematic. Yeah, I would agree. Modern ethical guidelines and regulations in scientific research prohibit such experiments. Well, that's good at least. That I Want to Be Like You song in the Jungle Book. I want to be like you. I have not seen that movie in so long. I don't even really remember that movie. They made a new one, didn't they? They made a live action one? I think I saw a trailer for it, but then I never saw anyone talk about it, so I never watched it. Another tardigrade? More alien eyes? What the hell did I just take? I hate, like, sometimes it does it where, like, it double hits it when I'm definitely not double hitting it. So I don't even know what the hell I got there, but it doesn't look like it was a new item, at least. That's good. Okay, 632. It might be my favorite Disney movie. It's between the Jungle Book and Aladdin. Fair enough. I have to rewatch it. I've not seen either of those movies in like, I don't even know, 15 years maybe? When I was much younger. Aladdin, they made a live action one as well, right? Was that the one where Will Smith was playing the genie? I think I saw something about that. I don't know if it was any good though. Almost every other Disney movie insists on having sad parts. Those two don't. Interesting. Yeah, I guess there's not really like... Well, there's sort of sad parts in Aladdin. I mean, not really that sad. I don't know, it's been a while. I don't fully remember the whole story. Dun, dun, dun. I thought basically you could only hear one potato thrower shooting at a time. Once a second. Not compared to The Lion King, that movie is like 70% sadness. Yeah. I mean, The Lion King is such a classic though. But it is definitely a sad movie. For sure. Simba. That's another one I haven't seen or thought about in a long time. I don't even really remember the plot of it. I remember there was a lot of sad scenes, but I have to rewatch that. They all Macbeth basically. Didn't they also make a Did they make a live action of the Lion King? Or am I tripping? Oh, I'm getting a call real quick. 1 second. Hello? Hey, what's up? Yeah. Not yet. Oh. Alright, then. You wanna get food? Sure. Live action Disney is almost always terrible. Yeah, I mean, I just don't really. I don't really see the point. Like, the old movie was. I guess it's just a cash grab, really. I guess the old movies were so popular that they're like, hey, why not? Let's just do it again. Because anyone who liked that old movie is probably going to watch this one again. Even if it's not that good. There was a live action Mulan, wasn't there? I think there's been actually a lot of live action Disney ones recently. Is there a live action Tarzan as well? Or am I making that up? All that live action is part of why they hemorrhage money now? Are they in the red? No way they're in the red. Like, Disney's so big, there's no way they failed. They just, like, they own part of everything, basically, nowadays. Their theme parks alone bring so much money in. They're far and away not happy with their performance. Oh, really? Have they come out and said stuff about that? I feel like some of their newer stuff still does pretty decently. Like, I think Inside Out was kind of a big movie. It's kind of a meme for a little bit as well. Like, the Despicable Me ones do well. They're far from broke, but if you spend more money on a project than it takes in, people get upset. Yeah, that's true. I feel like Disney is so much like... Their movie doesn't even necessarily have to make whatever they spent on it, though, because they'll make so much more from, like, all the toys, and then the reruns, and then the anniversary special editions, and then the rides at the theme parks, and everything else. That, like, even if the movie itself doesn't make money, it's like, if people liked it, they'll probably still make a ton of money from all their other avenues of revenue. Okay, 6:34. I feel like there haven't really been That being said, I think recently there hasn't really been any like amazing like new IP Disney movies that have come out recently. Can't really think of any. Let me see what the recent Disney movies are. Inside Out 2. Young Women in the Sea. Never heard of that. Moana 2. I didn't even know they were coming out with that. Mufasa, the Lion King. Live action Lion King. Yeah. Wish. I don't know anything about that. The Marvels. I didn't look that good. Indiana Jones was... That one was okay, but that's not a new IP. Again, that's just kind of a cash grab. Haunted Mansion. I don't know. Haven't seen it. Haven't heard anything about it though either. Elemental was actually not bad. Oh, Little Mermaid live action as well. Was not... I don't know. It's another live action. Don't really care about it. Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. Don't really care. Another Ant-Man movie. I heard that one was not very good. Avatar: The Way of Water was... I mean, that was actually a pretty decent movie. Black Panther. That's just all the superhero ones. Yeah, I feel like none of these are really like bangers. Eternal. Yeah, just so many superhero ones, really. There was Cruella, a live action one? Interesting. Yeah, none of these are really like banger movies. Inside Out 2 has my attention. Yeah, I think I liked the first Inside Out. I'll probably watch Inside Out 2. Moana 2 this November. Yeah, the first Moana I think was actually pretty good. I like that one. I would take Six Flags over Disney anytime. Yeah, I totally agree. Better bang for your buck. Yeah, I mean, I like the rides, and at Disney, like, a lot of the Disney rides are more just about like, oh hey, there's the character from the show I like on this ride, and not like an actual like adrenaline ride, you know. And also Disney, you wait so long in those lines, man. I went to Disney World a couple years ago, and it was like the average line was like 2.5 hours long. You're there all day. You maybe get on like, I don't know, 6, 7 rides, and you spend so much time just standing in line. I mean, Six Flags is just way better. Their rides are like way more intense as well, which I like. Yo, what's up, Tez? Unless you buy the skip the line and they make it... Yeah, I feel like it's only worth it if you got enough money for the skip the line. But I think that the skip the line pass is like super expensive, isn't it? Let me see. If I go to like Disneyland... Let me just add ChatGPT. If I wanted to go to Disneyland for the day and get a skip the line pass for every ride, how much would it cost? Okay, let's take the speed for the damage. We can take another garden. Get 2 more gardens. Get the vigilante ring. Get some range as well there. Damage. Range and range damage. Speed and dodge. Alien eyes. Dynamite. Range damage. Okay, let's take the 4 range damage and we'll go 635. The price of Disney Genie Plus was at 25 per person per day. That's not bad. It allows you to use lightning entrances for many attractions, reducing... That's not really what I'm looking for, I think, though. The cost for individual lightning lane passes may vary depending on the attraction of the day, ranging from $10 to $20 per person per attraction. Oh, like $20 per ride, basically. Huh. Doesn't seem right. I think it's way more expensive than that. Let me just go to the Disneyland website and see what it says. Yeah, I mean, I think for like, I don't remember how much my Six Flags tickets were before, but I think you can get into Six Flags for like 30, 40 bucks for the whole day. Okay, let's try to get a ticket and see what you can get. It's like $100 a day, I think, just to get in. But that's not really... So it's an extra $65 per ticket to get the park hopper, where you can go to the other theme park as well. If I wanted to go like in July, it'd be like $250. There's the Disney Genie Plus service. Take your... This wave is still going. Didn't even look at it for the last 2 minutes. Probably not the best idea if I'm trying to stay alive, but probably nothing even touched me. Take your day to the next level with the Disney Genie Plus service for more flexibility and convenience. This service lets you use our Lightning Lane entrance, available at a variety of attractions. If you get the Disney Plus and the... I don't think there's really any, like, better one. It's just, like, you get one that like, gets you a little faster. But basically, it looks like it's, like, $330 for the whole day. Which, is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of other things I'd rather do for $330 for the day. How are you doing, Tez, if you're still here? What you been up to today? My most loyal lurker. Good and sleepy like usual. You could spend that money on a trip to the Philippines. Tons of hot women and luxurious experiences till you decide to just head home. That's funny. Yeah, we my girlfriend and I actually did we're back in Dallas now, but for 10 months before that we did a whole world trip where we went to basically every continent except for Antarctica. For 10 months we went all around the world to a bunch of different countries. We didn't hit the Philippines. We hit Indonesia, we hit Bali, and we hit Japan and Korea as well, but Yeah, I mean, traveling is fun, man. There's a lot. I mean, you got $300 in a different country. There's a lot of stuff you can do. For sure. I think Bunny. This is just like in Bali, you got $300. Bali was so cheap. We got an Uber across the entire island. It was like, probably, it took us like an hour and a half in the Uber. And I kid you not, it was like, I think it was $2.50 for an hour and a half trip. Vacations should be in awful places, so home feels great when you get back. That's better than being at work on Monday wishing you were still in Hawaii. I mean, if you lived like in a vacation spot that you really like, then I guess you would never really leave. You know, like if you lived in Hawaii, would you like vacation to Oklahoma? Instead, just come home with a t-shirt that says, I survived El Salvador. El Salvador. One of my friend's boyfriends, actually, I think is from El Salvador. I think they went there recently to visit some old friends or family or something. It sounds like they had a good time. South America sounds scary to me. I mean, I think it's like the danger of South America is kind of hyped up way more than it actually is. I mean, my girlfriend and I stayed in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, for a month during our trip, and it was totally fine. It was perfectly safe. Everywhere there was so nice. Even though pretty much everyone only spoke Spanish, it was a blast. I think parts of Brazil can be bad. But I think as long as you know, aren't specifically trying to go to the sketchy areas, then you're fine. But I mean, it's also like LA. Like, America is surprisingly low on the world safety rankings. Like, in terms of how safe the countries are. Country safety rankings. Yeah, like the USA is considered at the same level as Brazil. Iceland is the safest. I want to see the full list here. Okay, here we go. Oh, show me the number. Okay, 12% speed for the 12% damage. We'll go 638. I hear you better stay in the tourist spots and do not explore on your own. I think that's sort of true. It kind of depends, like, I think specifically on what country you're in. Or whatever. But I mean, that's also, like, I wouldn't go, like, exploring on my own through, like, the sketchy parts of LA, you know? Same thing, you wouldn't go exploring on your own on, like, sketchy parts of Brazil. Let me just ask ChatGPT. Google's being stupid. Can you rank all the countries in the world based on safety for me? Hey, I'll get off here in a minute. Okay, here we go. Yeah, United States is ranked 140. Like, just below India and just ahead of Honduras. North Korea is 146, and the US is 140. Brazil is safer. Nicaragua, El Salvador, Iran, Trinidad and Tobago, Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan are all considered safer. Uganda, Guatemala. There's a lot of 140 out of... The USA is ranked 140 out of 159, which is terrible. So, you'd pretty much be safer anywhere else in the world, honestly. I could take one more garden. USA is a country, kind of not really. The feel and tone of California is nothing like New York, and that's nothing like the Carolinas and so on. Yeah, that is very true. It is like super diverse. You look at the national average on safety, but what are those numbers without facilitating, with factoring cities and populations in the millions? But I mean, like, all other countries are doing that as well. But like on the average, the other countries are way better. Here is far safer than Chicago. Those horrible areas screwed the numbers. That is true. But like, if middle of Arkansas is super safe, like how bad is Chicago to be ranking like the US so lowly, you know? If that's where like most people live, is in the big sketchy areas, then it's not very not very nice to think about. It's like how they say 50% of marriages end in divorce, but that's true. But think about how many people have been married like 5 times. It can cause misleading numbers. That is actually true. Did they count that multiple times? I guess they probably would. Because I guess it would be, the better stat would be like, yeah, because I guess it would just be marriages in general. A better stat would be like how many number of people have been divorced ever before, instead of like the number of marriages. Because if you had one divorce, you're probably more likely to get another divorce, I would think. But I don't know. All right. Well, anyways, I'm going to get off for now. I'm hungry and tired, and we did a good almost 4 hours of this today, so we definitely made good progress. Let's take a look at some of our... Actually, I grabbed 2 of these, but they are doing a lot of damage. Let me check just a few stats here, because I like to do it. We got 53 explosive shells, which is pretty solid. 48 tardigrades is actually super nice. Almost at 50. We got 52 vigilante rings. We got 48 magical leaves as well. It's pretty crazy. 49 glass cannons. Yeah, pretty good. All right, let me just return to the main menu here so that we're still all good on the accessibility and the mods. And that'll be it for me tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out and helping me get through it. I appreciate it. I will see you later. I'll probably be back on tomorrow night, if not Monday night for sure. But yeah, have a good rest of the night, y'all. Peace.